So we've talked about chiropractors before, and one of the things that chiropractors certainly have in common with a lot of the other, shall we say, quack nonsense that is often put out there, is that a lot of them have Facebook pages. And if you've ever gone and visited quack Facebook pages, you know a lot of the nonsense and a lot of ridiculousness and outright dangerous information is given out. Now, this guy called Tim Young posted on his Facebook page. He's in Oklahoma City and he is a famous chiropractic trainer. Now, he decided to post this information that, when you read it, is actually quite terrifying. And we'll go into why this is quite terrifying. But from Tim Young. Too good not to share. This message I received from a young doctor who recently took my adjusting course. This is my why. It begins with, "Hi Dr. Tim, how are you? I have this story that I just had to share with you. I had a 19-year-old patient come in yesterday for her RFO. She has severe issues other than just the pain this goes by, bipolar depression, feeling weak, migraines, etc." So basically every single malady under the sun, basically. And of course, chiropractors, we can cure anything. She was with her mum yesterday and I adjusted her on her RFO. She did really well. However, and this is the scary part, 10 minutes later, she blacked out completely. We put her on the table and the mother was panicking like crazy, as anyone probably would when their daughter has gone to a chiropractor and she's blacked out. Now, what do you think would be the logical response? To phone an ambulance? Well, you're just thinking too logically there, I'm afraid, because in reality, this is what happened. So we put her back on the table and the mother was panicking like crazy. I kept on reassuring the mother that things are going to be okay. She kept coming around and blacking out. Her colour went really pale and went from being really hot to really cold. This was happening for over an hour. So for over an hour, not only the chiropractor, but her mother didn't seem to ring for an ambulance. Now, I want to remind you that last year we did a video covering the link between people who have had their neck adjusted by chiropractors or been to see the chiropractor recently and heart attacks. There is a strong link between the two. So this girl was clearly injured by this chiropractor who instead of phoning for real help, decided to do something completely different and even more dangerous. I was acting cool. When inside, I was actually quite worried, not knowing what has happened. I decided to feel her neck, and for some reason, her R atlas was out when it wasn't earlier. So you had moved and something manipulated in her neck which was causing her to have blackouts and was evidently getting worse, and you weren't calling for an ambulance for over an hour. So he continues, technically in the UK GCC, I am not allowed to adjust her in this state. I kept feeling her neck, but was still worried inside. And then, almost like you were there, actually there with me, and it was like another Dr. Tim adjusting seminar. I heard you saying, okay, you found it, now move that atlas. And don't forget to take the bone with you. No one was around briefly, and I adjusted when no one was watching. So you adjusted her neck, a neck injury you had caused. Just the absolute stupidity of actually doing that. First of all, he had no idea what the hell he was doing. Let's cover that evidently first, as in what he's saying here. And now he's like, oh, I found there was a problem with her neck. It hadn't been there before, so, just move it back in. He could have killed her. And could have made her, just, God knows, infinitesimally worse. Now, we don't know who this doctor is, this chiropractor is. Now, apparently, I think he might be from the UK, given technically says in UK CCG, GCC. I'm not 100% sure. I think that might be referring to the UK. If it is, good God. I hope this mother took her daughter to the hospital afterwards. I hope she did. Where are we? Yeah, and adjusted while no one was watching. It was like a miracle. Her colour came back and she was conscious again. And when I asked her to come back later in the day, and why would you go back later in the day after that injury you have just inflicted on her? This girl is insane, and her mother as well. I hope they went to the hospital. I really do. And when she did, I saw a happy young girl who is now happy and smiling with all her problems were almost completely gone. Her mother was really happy as well. First of all, Tim, that is not a story of success. That is a story of a chiropractor who fucked up, literally, injured someone, and then, without real medical knowledge, proceeded to do something which could have not only caused even more harm, but probably killed the girl. Now, we don't know what actually happened to this girl, because she's not named. The chiropractor who did this adjustment is not named, so I don't know. But if anybody in the UK is out there that hears of, how shall we say, a chiropractor currently in trouble for doing this. So this came about today, so this happened yesterday, so it would have been the 17th. So if anyone hears in the UK of a chiropractor getting in trouble on this date, please let me know, because I want to know what happened to this girl, because malpractice suit, that's all I'm going to say, malpractice suit right there. So, and if this is, I'm going to look into this, because I'm going to send this to the UK Chiropractic Council, because I think they need to look into this, if this happened. And it's in their jurisdiction to find this guy, find out if this girl is alright, has she been, got the proper medical attention she needed. It's just... Yeah, so I'm going to look into this and follow up, see what they say about this. Because this is quite worrying. But they need to look into this desperately. If this is happened in the UK, then they need to look into this. So, yes, if you do know of anything, then do let me know. Or pass it on to the UK Chiropractor Council.